Yo, 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 welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing, and we are here for round number 2 of the Silver class in Season 14 for the Japanese Grand Prix. And we have 27 laps around Suzuka International Racing Course in Suzuka City, Japan. And we are both live on both the YouTube and Twitch, and encourage you to watch on your preferred platform. It is Seafreeze, myself, alongside my co-commentator, Golden Class driver of D'Angelo, and we will be taking you through tonight's proceedings in this very early championship. So, D'Angelo, welcome back for round number 2, and what are we expecting here for the Japanese Grand Prix?
Yeah, it's great to be back here in round 2 here in Japan. Suzuka International Circuit's a very fun lap, pretty quick lap at around 1 minute and 30 seconds or so in the race, and very technical track with a lot of high-speed corners, and it might catch some drivers out today. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, so last race was Brazil. It was our opening round, and for most of it, I think we all thought it'd be a pretty standard race between two drivers, which were Blin Machine and Camden Luca. Up until about midway through the race, the skies released and the rain started pouring, and we had drivers on the inters, the wets. But ultimately, Blin Machine was able to secure the win, and his teammate, Formula Jonah, was able to grab P2 for a Red Bull 1-2. And that is where we leave off. So the championship, obviously after one round, it's going to be Blin Machine and Formula Jonah, with Rafa Hulk in P3 grabbing that third spot. We have one new driver on the grid, and that is going to be the McLaren of Nando Camirs. I'm going to call him Nando, but he is in the McLaren, and this will be his first race here tonight, as we have Lil Nas X retired already out of turn 11 hairpin, and we'll go on board hopefully Omega. Oh, and Omega goes right into him, and Omega's out. Omega went to go, and you got to watch out. Who do we got here? We got Camden coming through. He comes out clean. We have another Red Bull coming through, Formula Jonah, and you could see Jonah goes to the left, but you saw Omega thinking he could go right through the car, which I don't understand. Even if ghosting was on, which it's not, we have ghosting off, I don't know why you would want to put that risk into the game's hands. So, two early retirements here in qualifying of Lil Nas X spinning, I think hitting the wall out of the hairpin, and then Omega getting collected as he did not think to go around the stranded Alpine.
Yeah, just an unfortunate accident. It just the way the game is sometimes. Even if Lil Nars did spin out of the hairpin, you really think it wouldn't carry enough speed for that to happen, but sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, they'll be starting that one at the back. Formula Jonah is on a lap. Blin Machine still in the pit lane. That might limit him to only 2 laps, as he is just coming out of the pits right now, with a little under 13 minutes to go. You got Chibar and Camden Luca, both Alfa Romeos, P1 and P2. But these times should be a lot quicker than a 30. Oh, Jonah loses on the exit curb, and that's a front wing gone. He's lucky to have all 4 wheels still on the car. And that curb it could show up a number of times throughout this race. You bottom out on these cars using that turn 9 exit curb, and in previous games you might be able to lean on it a little bit more, but in this edition you really can't.
No, the ride height on these cars, they're so much lower, and the floor is a lot closer to the track than it has been in the past, and causing the car to just lose all traction and basically get a little airborne when the car bottoms out on high running curbs like that.
And we have a new provisional pole sitter of Rafa Hulk going a clear 1 second quicker than Chibar. That's a decent time for the time remaining. Formula Jonah coming back into the pit lane, getting a new front wing. We have our new driver Nando out on track. We're going to go on board with him, and based on the time trials in the evaluation, he seems to be a definite contender towards the top half of the silver class. He does seem pretty quick with the times he had submitted, but we will put it to the test tonight. So welcome Nando, and this will be your first flying lap in TCR. And turn one's really hard to spot your braking and your turn-in point. Try to carry enough speed. You really don't brake until turn 2 for the most part. And it's all about keeping that minimum speed up through the S's. You don't want to take too much off the car, and you don't really want to use any brake. It's just gas and lifting off up until after this section here. You just kind of want to throw the car in and avoid this exit curb where we saw Jonah. You could kiss it a little bit on the left side tires, but if you get that wooden plank underneath the car, you will definitely spin out, unless you have a really high ride height there. And a lot of drivers' favorite corner here is Spoon Curve.
Like a solid lap from Nando right now. Can he get the good enough run going down towards 130R in the final chicane, though, is the real question.
Coming to Sector 2 split. It's a 114.5. It doesn't say any purple. And the final chicane. Sector 3 is really these only 2 corners. Hugs the inside line. It's going to be 31.3, so not bad for a first lap. Probably a little bit of a banker to put him P5. And in the meantime, we also had Blinn Machine go P2, 4/10 off of Rafa Hulk, and that is good enough for P2 there.
Yeah, a little bit slower times than I think we were expecting, but honestly, that might just be the nature of these cars and the way the track is right now with the temperatures and everything. Maybe a little bit slower laps than we originally suspected.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think the track ramp up is still pretty big in these games, at least from my short experience. But you know, doing more practice this week and further on, I'll definitely get a chance to see that. But you know, you're going to do your best times at the end of the qualifying session. There's no doubt about that. So we're at a 29.8. Let's see just how far improved these times can be. On board with F1 Nerd, another sector split of a 14.5. That should be a similar pace to Nando, coming through the 16-17 chicane. And this should be a lap on the board for the Aston Martin. And yes, 31.6 right behind Nando. And Camden Luca is on a lap time. He's looking to recover from last week. He had great speed. Both Alfa Romeos really did. It was just the rain that really caused the turn up of difference in their race. Ultimately, looking back here to hopefully bounce back at the Red Bull team. And Rebecca the Dirk on the Twitch stream says, poor Omega, never trust a ghost. Yeah, I mean, that's really what happened to him, unfortunately. But we thank everyone for tuning in, and share some comments and let us know your predictions for the qualifying session or even the race, as Formula Jonah slots into P4 to split the Alfa Romeos, and Camden Luca just went purple middle sector. Will this be good enough for the front row or possibly provisional pole? To the line, it's going to be an improvement just to P4, right behind his teammate.
Yeah, looking like the grid kind of close right now between, looks like third through, really just third through fifth, as Rap Hulk's about 4 tenths up on Blend, who's in P2. But third, fourth, and fifth are pretty close at the moment, as Jabbar is on an in lap, I think. But Camden Luca 5 tenths up through. Nope, he's one.
Yeah, he just finished one there, and Jonah did as well. Blind's in the pits, Rafa's in the pits. I'm on board with Speedy Gunner, who had an impressive round one. Almost a podium in his first TCR race. We come here to Japan a little farther down the order. But still enough time to put a decent lap in.
I just wish that they would put in lap when people are on their in lap. There's a big old Sector 1 yellow flag.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, D'Angelo. I think you're onto something. The only thing there is, you know, when do you know if they're on an in lap or not? Because some people, like last week, I actually went for double hot laps. Or actually, not double hot laps, but double out laps. So my second out lap could have been seen as a hot lap, but it was just another warm-up lap, since Brazil was a very short lap. Wasn't really enough to get the tire temps up, but maybe it could just be a deal of, you know, whether the hot lap battery is on or not, and maybe that would trigger an in lap or out lap. Could be pretty cool. But Speedy coming into the chicane now, looking for an improvement. It doesn't look like it's going to be much of one. He's already down on his time, and he's going to probably have to back off of this one or go for another one if he has the fuel in store. As everyone is now still on the pits, just kind of waiting for that timer to go down a little bit. And Circus a Baby in the YouTube comment says hello. Are you play F1 2022? Yeah, we well, I do. And yes, this is the 22 video game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed, and we have a lot of fun so far on this game. With some bugs here and there, but that's just Codemasters.
And in some exciting news, the cross-play is pretty much confirmed to come out later this week. We'll probably do a little bit of a test to make sure that it is working properly, and then hopefully implemented by next race, which is... Let's see what's on the calendar.
Yeah, don't ask me, I'm blanking.
I'm going to say Australia, but let's see what it is.
It might be Australia.
As Nanda goes P3, so there is that impressive speed I was telling you about. P3 at 30.3, and it is Australia next week, so possibly we will have crossplay enabled. So I know there's some drivers on multiple platforms, you know, previous TCR drivers that went to PC when the whole PS5 came out, so it might be cool to welcome some of those drivers back. We have Rafa Hulk on a lap, trying to improve his time. And he got it all wrong at the exit of the S section. He's going to have to back out of this one. Blend Machine behind him is on an out lap. And Chibar is also in a lap now, 4/10 to the good.
Well, Chibar's still in Sector 1. It always does that thing where when they're just now on a lap, yeah, he's 2 tenths over right now.
Oh, is it all messed up? Yeah, it's all messed up.
Yeah, it does that. Looks like Rafa Hulk is on a little banker lap right now because he's not using any ERS. Ando dives into the pits. Camden Luca looks like he's on a lap now.
And Shibar's backing off of this lap. Camden, yes, is on a lap. 2/10, almost 3/10 to the good. Purple first sector. So you have a yellow on the back stretch. That's just a driver getting out of the way. That might be Santo in the AlphaTauri. Coming through Spoon, Camden gets it all wrong. Goes wide, but it's still legal now. I don't know if he's going to stick into it if he lost time in that lap, but that would be definitely a controversial pole position if he does end up getting it. Another purple middle sector. He's going to stick with it through the chicane. And let's see where this puts the Alfa Romeo. It is going to be P2. 4/10. Oh, no. 2/10 off of Rafa Hulk.
Not bad, not bad.
And Blinn goes into the grass with the Rafa Hulk, I think that is. So those two won't have good lap times coming in. Nando and Shibar in the pit lane. You got Jonas on a lap. And the annoying thing is, I don't have a time remaining. Oh, there we go. So qualifying is over. So whoever's on a lap is on a lap.
Blinn's done. Jonah is a 10th up on his time through Sector 2. Far. That might have been Sector 1 showing in Sector 2, but Jonah is on a lap. All I got.
Yeah, he's marginally up, but he might be able to snag 5th position, or maybe a little bit more if he could really get these last 2 corners correctly. And Formula Jonah will be starting P6. And F1 Nerd's also on the lap, but he is way far down on his lap time. And Santo as well is far down on his lap time. So that's going to give Rafa Hulk a pole position here for today's race. And interestingly enough, the last time we did race here at Japan, which was back in season 12, your race winner was Rafa Hulk. So he has, if you like to play the odds, Rafa Hulk might be your favorite for today. Coming off P3. Yeah. Dakota in the comments says Shibar is holding tight to 5th. He got 5th. And Jonah did back off. So, pretty good there. But it's kind of interesting, you know, because, you know, we talked about it on the podcast, you know, the preseason. You know, the 3 quickest drivers that we all really came to a conclusion were you know, Rafa Hulk, Camden, and Blinn. You know, no particular order, but, you know, it ends up tonight that is your top 3. Rafa Hulk, Camden, and Blinn. So, last week it was Blinn who grabbed the win. Now will it be a different winner, or will Blinn go back-to-back? We'll have to keep an eye out on there, but the top 5 all within a half a second. Formula Jonah not too far off, but F1 Nerd on down, unless they didn't get a complete lap time in due to a mistake, they will definitely be a little bit off the pace. Obviously, Lil Nas X and Omega weren't able to get lap time in, so we'll see what they can do from the back of the grid. We still have the formation lap off, so we need your predictions, and we need them now. So D'Angelo, go ahead. What do you got for the top 3?
I think Rafa Hulk goes lights to flag here tonight. I mean, it seems like he has pretty good pace, and then I think Blinn will jump Camden for P2, and then I'm gonna go Chibar in P3, and then Camden will be just outside in 4th.
All right, I'm gonna go with my guy Camden Luca for the win. Yeah, starting P2. I think he's got the speed to do it. Off from Brazil, and also today he's definitely starting on the front row. I think if he gets a good start, can definitely go for the win there. And as for P2 and P3, I'm going to put Blend Machine in second, and we'll put Formula Jonah for third. I think those Red Bulls are really quick this season.
Another strong Red Bull day prediction from you, or for you.
Alright, as we get the lights coming on here for round number 2 of the Japanese Grand Prix in the silver class, we are away, and Rafa Hulk gets a good start, and Blend Machine alongside Camden Luca into turn 1, and we already have a retirement that is Oreo half African. And he didn't even make turn 1, as it looks like we have a safety car.
Safety car right off the get-go. It's probably because of the wheel spin, especially on those hard tires when the tires are very cold. And Bags has no front wing on him, so I wonder if those two made contact at all. Because Bags has no front wing.
Yep, nothing on that Williams for sure. And you can see all the tires that everyone has chosen. The only driver to opt for the hard tire would be Speedy Gunner, other than Oreo, who is already out of this race. And they said they fixed the tire temp issue, but it maybe not, because maybe it was the cold temps for the hard tire that really moved him out of the way on traction off the start. But maybe he had some contact. We really didn't have a good angle to see that incident there. But we're down to 14, and Rafa Hulk was able to claim first. Camden held off Blinn just enough, and Blinn will be in P3.
Solid carnage at the start. We love to see it.
Yeah, well, you know what? It gives me a time to get all my stuff up on the screen. You know, I really like that formation lap. So it allows me to get all the stuff up on the screen. But nonetheless, if you're just joining us here, we are round number 2 of silver class. We have a safety car off the first lap, and we're down to 14. Tomorrow's the golden class for their Japanese Grand Prix, and Thursday is the platinum class for their Japanese Grand Prix. So don't forget to tune in for those. Same time, same place.
Oh boy, I'm ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, and you're coming off a win yourself. How are you feeling for tomorrow?
I feel good for Japan. Japan hasn't been my strongest track in the past, but I feel like with this new game and the new handling model, it's a lot easier on controller, even though some tracks haven't been. But I feel pretty confident in my ability tomorrow to win, or even just score a good points finish.
And what car are you driving? And you're in the what's it called?
The Mercedes.
Oh yes, that's right. You're with Tebow, so that's one hell of a team.
It is indeed.
Yeah, Golden Class is definitely an exciting roster this season. We have a great mix of returning drivers, drivers moving up from silver, and also a lot of new drivers too. So you have a really good mix there. There was full 20 drivers last week, and I think the attendance proves correctly. It should be another solid grid for tomorrow's race, so I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have some interesting commentators for tomorrow's race. First time it'll be TJ, Platinum Class driver, and your Season 13 Golden Class champion. TJ will be main comms with this guy right here in P6. The Alfa Romeo driver of Chibar will have his first commentary as co-commentary in TCR, and TJ and Chibar will definitely put on a fun, entertaining stream. So we'll see how that one goes.
I'm very interested to see if TJ is going to have any bias.
I really just want to hear TJ as a main comm. I want him to I want to see what he's got. You know, I think we're really just putting him in there. I think after round 2 it'll be Camden Luca, who usually does the Golden Class commentaries, but due to his conflict won't be able to do tomorrow. But he should slot back in there for round 3 and you know, more for the future. And you might see TJ slot into that co-com, maybe alternating with Chibar if he enjoys it. So good luck to you guys tomorrow in the booth.
Also, the podcast will be returning next Monday, as we couldn't do it yesterday.
Yes, we'll have that one back. And TJ is in the comments, so he says, yes, bias for my old teammate.
Yes, love it.
So you have a great race that you can rewatch once you have your race tomorrow night.
Oh, yes. Yeah, going back to the podcast, unfortunately, conflicting schedules personal-wise. Couldn't really do it this weekend, or this past weekend, to record and then post it yesterday, so that was unfortunate, but we'll be back and better than ever on Monday.
Yeah, and I don't know, it might need to be kind of a recap of round 1 and 2. There's a lot to unfold.
And Spa this weekend.
And Spa, too. So you're going to get a TCR, round 1-2, Belgium Grand Prix. Hoping there's a full Grand Prix in Belgium, not that clown show that happened last season.
Well, there is rain suspected for Sunday, so...
Oh man, I really can't wait for them to come back. Man, I've been missing something these last few weeks. And TCR is back in action. We got the summer break about to end with F1 returning. And the safety car's into the pit, so great time to restart this race. Rafa Hulk will get us going. And he decides to go when he decides to go, and he decides to go now, as the Mercedes gets a good gap off of Camden Luca, who's under pressure by Blin Machine. They'll do it again into turn 1, rather. But the Alfa Romeo covers him off. Close behind is F1 Nerd on Nando. As we have Formula Jonah spinning in turn number 2. Some contact there. It might have been with Speedy Gunner. And I remember last week they had a lot of good battles, a lot of clean battles, but this one might have ended up poorly, as I'm looking back on the replay here, and it does look like Speedy was trying to overtake Formula Jonah, so it seemed like maybe contact between the two.
Yeah, turns 1 and 2, especially going that fast when you really don't know when to brake, even with the racing line on, because it shows you where you should brake, but you actually don't want to brake there. So anything could happen in the turn 1 and 2. So that's just unfortunate for Formula Jonah.
And Omega doing good from starting at the back of the field, as is Lil Nas X, as they are getting a nice run on Speedy Gunner, who misses Spoon Curve, doesn't really hit the apex as well as they should have. And will we see an overtake into the fast, flat left-hander of 130R? You'll see Omega go down the inside, keeping it full throttle, but has to lift off to give a little bit of room. Lil Nas X goes off the track, and Omega joins his teammate for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I think Speedy is going to have to let Omega through. Omega seems to have really good race pace around here right now, especially if they want to try to get up into the top 5, because there's a gap forming between Jabbar and Speedy Gunner now.
Speedy missing turn 1 and 2. Will he let his teammate by? Going side by side through the S's, and yes, Speedy gets out of the way for the quicker Ferrari at this time. And Omega up to P7, and he's going to try to close the 2.5 to 3 second gap on Chibar, who slots in the P6, right behind F1 Nerd, who had a couple improvements there.
Lil Nars now very close to Speedy Gunner. Speedy Gunner looks like he's struggling on those hard tires right now. But tire wear is pretty big around here. Tires seem to wear pretty quick, so
he's gonna go
Lil
for
Nars
it.
gets a better run, he gets a little wheel spin.
Yeah, that might have been because he dipped down to first gear, which I will not recommend unless you're at Monaco. You never really want to touch first gear. There's just not enough grip on the traction there, so maybe second or third might be a little bit better of a play.
Rafa Hulk now pulling a gap on Camden Luke and the rest of the field. We have a Sector 2 yellow flag. It's Formula Jonah again.
And my pick for P3 is down to P14, although still very long in this race, only lap 5. As DRS is now enabled for the first time in this race, Nando is not going to use it because he wasn't at the detection point, but he's going to try and overtake Blinn Machine into turn 1, and he does move up past the Red Bull up to P3 for Nando's first race here in the silver class. A pretty nice debut so far.
Yeah, great move into turn 1. Sent it down the inside. Blinn gave him the space for it to have a little run, and now F1 Nerd's catching on Blinn. Blinn not really having the pace as we thought he would right now, but still a long time left. F1 Nerd's gaining on him very quickly.
And we got another yellow flag. That's going to be Bags in the Williams.
Also on the hard tire.
Yes, and Chibar. Oh, Omega's off the track. And also Chibar overtaking F1 Nerd in the hairpin of turn 11. And F1 Nerd getting better traction. Gets on past again. So a lot of things happening so far. As drivers trying to get into that rhythm. You know, when you have the first lap safety car after 1-2 corners, not even, you really didn't get into that rhythm that you need to get into this race. So now drivers are starting to find that true pace. Chibar lifting a little bit through 130R, not nowhere to go really. So now DRS is in effect. You only have this one DRS zone. You'll see the flap open on the end of the wing. And you see Nando making a move for P2 on Camden Luca. So we'll see what his pace fares against Rafa Hulk, who has a 3.7 second gap on the field.
As you were up and doing that, Jabbar and F1 Nerd were going at each other in the turns 1 and 2, but F1 Nerd had the outside line, which turns into the better line, so Jabbar had to stay back.
Yeah, and also unfortunate about Omega, because he was up right behind Chibar a few seconds back, I guess, and I think he went off the track around the two Degners here. I think off to the left, and lost some track position down to P11. So we'll see if he can get back up to where he once was.
Sector 2, it's Jonah again.
Oh, wow.
He is not having a good race right now.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the setup. Maybe I'm going to assume right away it's going to be the tire temps. As Chibar around the outside of 130R, clear on F1 Nerd. That's going to be good for 5th position. Nice battle here on lap 7. And if you could only get a nice throttle out of the final corner, he can keep 5th position. As right ahead is Blinn Machine on Camden Luca, both with the DRS. And Blinn Machine around the outside, beautiful move, just enough room given for both drivers as Blinn up to P3.
Yeah, definitely the outside in turns 1 and 2 is definitely the way to go for overtaking, because you know what the other driver will do. They'll probably let off the gas.
We had two synchronized swims or spins, however you want to go. We have Lil Nas X and also McDuff spinning off of turn number 2.
Yeah, that turn number 2 curve, it's pretty deadly. I've hit it a couple times in practice, and it just sends your car completely offline. Ooh, Camden goes wide into the spoon S, or the spoon corner.
If anyone's having trouble with the stream, just hit the refresh. I think we might have had a second of where it went down, but if there's any issues, just PM me on Discord if it truly is down. F1 Nerd overtakes Chibar, who was almost to a complete stop on the final corner. Might have had an issue there.
Dude, Rafa Hulk is just gone. Sector 1 yellow flag, that is F1 Nerd into the wall, it looks like.
Yep. He's got to be careful with the other drivers. Now, looks like so far so good. Here comes Santo. Oh, and he spins. Tires. Yep, they're hot for sure.
Oh, and he's stuck on the curb now.
Oh, this might be a retirement.
Might be a safety. I think it's a full safety car.
Wow. And he is stuck on the curb, but the game actually enabled him to get back on track, because we do have the track reset off. But I guess the game does put you back on track if in a difficult situation.
Yeah, that's good at the game. It definitely didn't do it like in the 2 seconds it usually does when it's on. But the game realized that there was no way he was getting out of it, so he reset. But now we have our second safety car of the race. Now this is a big strategy call. Do people go around 25 laps on the hard tires, or do they stay out and do a couple more on the mediums? As Rafa Hulk is the first one into the pits. And it looks like everyone's coming in. So Alpha's gonna double stack, which Camden Luca is far enough ahead for them to double stack pretty easily. So this might be this is a really big opportunity for the Alphas here.
Oh, Chibar had to wait just a split second, but the Alfa Romeo team gets the pit crew up and able to change the tires decently quick.
And Speedy Gunner has inherited the lead on his 9-lap old tires.
Obviously the right call from Speedy, in my opinion. I don't know if the mediums could really... I mean, they could probably get to the end. I feel like the tires really last a long time, but...
I feel like they'd be almost exploded by that time.
Yeah, you really just might not get all that speed there. Speaking of speed, Lil Nas X speeding in the pit lane. 5-second penalty for the Alpine driver. We'll look at everyone who went into the pits. Everyone has pitted besides Speedy Gunner. Everyone else has at least done one stop. Is Bags? Where's Bags at? Nope.
Bags did
Yep.
Yep. He did one stop, but
yeah, I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know if he get to the end. Probably, I would say. So we'll see how his speed is. But you know, you have the thing here is you got Rafa Hulk P2, but you got all the other drivers right behind him. So will Speedy, you know, change the outcome of the race here, because you know Rafa Hulk has to get past them pretty quickly, which I think he will. I think he's got the speed to do it, but you know, if through sector 1, if he has to stick behind Speedy, it might allow Nando and the others behind of Camden and Blinn Machine to possibly have an opportunity to put a little bit more pressure on Rafa Hulk, and that could change some things in this second as we get more towards the second half.
Yeah, you're right about that, but I feel like if Rafa Hulk does get by Speedy going into turn 1 off the restart, I feel like it'll be Rafa Hulk's race to lose at that point. Because as you could tell through the first stint, he had been dominating, about 8 seconds ahead in first place, just absolutely gapping everyone. So I feel like if he does get ahead of Speedy Gunner pretty early, it'll be his race to lose.
Yes. Yeah, Rafa Hulk definitely very quick here tonight. And you know, looking back at the last time we were here, he was your last previous winner here at Japan in the silver class. We last raced here in season 12, and Rafa Hulk did get that win. He was not the pole sitter, but he did end up getting the win.
He's the pole sitter tonight, but as you did win in Season 12, that just shows you that you don't need to have pole position to win really anywhere, except maybe Monaco.
Yes, yeah, maybe Monaco. Although, you know, we've had people win below there before. Get those elbows out a little bit. Monaco's not on the calendar this season, but
Thank God.
might make a return next season. We never know.
I will not be coming to that race.
We'll put it as the All-Star race.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Simulation damage, demolition derby style.
Can you survive? Simulation damage, no flags, no rules.
Anything goes, no holds barred.
Honestly, that'd be a great off-season event idea. Or just like the off-week event idea.
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't need a full 50% for that one. I mean, maybe 3 laps would do.
Or 5, or 25% to make it interesting.
Because I don't think many will last too long. But nonetheless, safety car is coming in this time by. And this time around, it's going to be Speedy Gunner who gets to decide when he wants to get this thing back on the road again. And he decides now. And no pressure from behind. Nando, a full second already. And already you see Blinn Machine looking for Camden Luca down the inside. Nothing going yet. Camden looking on Nando. Nothing going yet. But this allows Rafa Hulk to really pick when he wants to overtake Speedy. And you can see the speed differential a little bit. Rafa hold him back. Getting those temps up to temperature.
Yeah,
Tires up to temperature. My bad.
Yeah. If Rafa Hulk gets a run, I think he'll overtake Speedy going into the hairpin, because what people don't realize, if you're close enough, it's actually a really good overtaking opportunity, but you have to be very, very close, as Rafa Hulk is on his gearbox, but I don't think he's close enough. No, Speedy covers off.
Yes. And we saw last week he's a one hell of a defender, maybe a little bit too much. In this situation, you don't want to do too much too soon. You know, this isn't really your race here. Speedy definitely has to pit again, and to just hold off your pole sitter here tonight doesn't really do too much for your race. So it might be good to let him by, but you never know. Look, Speedy's holding the inside, and it's going to make it a difficult day here for the Mercedes driver, and that allows Nando and the others to come a little bit closer, and Rafa might seem a little bit more pressured.
As yeah, now Nando within 3/10 basically, but losing a little bit of traction time at the exit of the chicane. But Rafa Hulk not using any ERS at the moment. Neither is Nando. Camden using ERS. Blinn using ERS. Bags is also using it. Oh, Camden spins!
Oh yes,
he's drifting.
Oh, narrowly misses Blinn Machine, and he slots right behind Omega. I don't think there was any contact. I think the back end just came out on him.
Yeah, it looked like the back end definitely just came out, because Blinn was still pretty far behind. The Blinn kind of lucks out on that one, and going back up to the battle for the lead. Nando is now joined in on the mix.
And Bags gets by Blinn Machine. I wonder if Blinn Machine has some damage, and yes he does on the front left. Blinn Machine with damage. He might have tapped Camden Luca and send the Alfa Romeo around now by the looks of it.
Yeah, now Chabar gets by him. Blinn definitely struggling. So now Camden Luca is coming back now. Does Camden have any damage from the tap? No, he does not. Yeah, now Blinn definitely struggling for pace in the corners, as Camden is right on his gearbox, but Camden going wide. In the spoon, sector 2 yellow flag, McDuff is out.
Yes, and a spin also by Formula Jonah again, and that's going to be a safety car. Was it Formula Jonah? Did I miss? It might.
No, it was M&M's.
M&M's and Lil Nas X, yes. And McDuff is out of the race. We have our third safety car of the night. And this might be a good opportunity for Speedy to come into the pits and put those mediums on. Definitely should be able to get to the end on this set. and he's
Stays out.
going to stay out. So maybe a costly decision there, but still inherits the lead. He did a good job, really, to defend off from Rafa Hulk, who really has the speed advantage, but the DRS wasn't able to get enabled just quite yet. You need another lap or so, and he did what he needed to do to stay above.
Blinn goes on softs. I don't think softs can make it to the end, honestly.
No.
Blinn might have just screwed himself over for big points here tonight.
And Camden pitted, but he puts on 9-lap-old mediums? Question mark?
I am very confused right now.
Which I think is the set of tires he started the race on.
Yeah, because I don't think the game gives you 2 medium sets
No.
in league race, like 50%ers, because it's not like career mode where you can go back and use your practice sets.
So maybe because of this, it would allow a little bit more for possibly 2 stops. Maybe because you only do get the 1 set of mediums and the hard isn't really the... I mean, it's a decent tire in this game. Last game it was really garbage, but...
It was definitely 2-stop city, or if you were like gods, like I did a couple of 1-stops last season, but God, it was terrible.
But now it's kind of reversed. The soft tire is really your garbage tire because it doesn't last nearly as long.
It only lasts maybe 6 or 7 laps, and then they just completely fall off.
Yeah, and around this track here, man, you're going to use so much up in the first sector, taking a lot of rubber off through the S section. I mean, I just don't see that lasting a whole lot. But he's going to be quick for sure, but only for a little bit.
But interesting call by Speedy to not pit. I wonder if he's betting on a 4th safety car within the next couple of laps after the restart, which then that would play directly into his hands for a decent finish. So very interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and we're getting confirmation from B-Tom as Speedy gets awfully close to the Mercedes safety car. You don't want to touch that thing. You can ring up Sequid and he'll tell you all about it. But B-Tom says that the tire allocation only gives you 1 set of mediums and hards. So only you get 1. And is that for every single race, or is that just for Japan? It's probably for every race, but...
I'm pretty sure it's every single race.
Yeah.
I had to guess.
Well, that sucks. I'm just gonna say it. You only get 1 hard and 1 medium? That's kind of lame.
It makes it interesting though, because then if there's still a decent amount of life left when you put on the hards, and then you can go back to your mediums. If a safety car comes out, it makes the strategy game a lot. I feel like it makes the strategy game a lot more in depth this year then.
Yeah.
Especially for league racing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the interesting thing here is we got two of the top 4 drivers that up at the front and 2 in the back. We have Camden and Blinn on different strategies there. P10 and 11. You have Rafa and Nando up front. Speedy staying out. This will be an interesting safety car restart. Thank you all for joining us here, round number 2 of the silver class. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the golden class and Thursday for the platinum class. Check the description for more information on how to sign up for season 14. You could head to the website, sign up there. More information's there. You could join our Discord server where we are the most active. And don't forget to hit that like button. We have a lot of viewers in here. Definitely helps us out as Speedy Gunner is round number 2 of the restart here. And
Rafa gets a great run though.
And once again, look at the gap between Nando and Rafa Hulk. It's an absolute mile behind.
Another yellow flag. It's Omega. Did Omega get a little half spin going? Looks like he did.
And I want to check out Camden and Blinn back here as
M's struggling.
yeah, double M's goes off. Blinn machine on these soft tires. Following in right behind Camden Luca, and this will be a little awkward as Camden Luca is in this position, probably because of Blinn, just assuming, based off of that contact that we do believe they both had.
So Formula Jonah in a great spot after struggling early in the race in P7. Probably going to gain 2 more positions as the two people have not pitted yet for their medium tires, and getting good run on Santo right now coming out of the hairpin.
And we have a very close battle for the lead here. Speedy Gunner still doing his best to defend from Rafa Hulk. And Rafa Hulk, you could see how much he's compromised. And this could get really dangerous for Rafa Hulk. And you don't want to really overtake because Speedy's really hard defending. And when it's just that big speed differential, it could really cause some big incidents. So Rafa Hulk has to be very patient here to get past the Ferrari.
Yeah, but this allows Nando and Bags and Shabar, all the top 5, they're fighting for the lead now.
Oh, he's got a good run now. He's going to go to the inside and just use all the battery you can. And you see Speedy pretty much hitting.
Little banging. Little boil banging. Oh, here we go.
It's tight into turn 1. Rafa goes deep. There's contact and there's a half spin.
No!
And Rafa Hulk comes back onto the track. And he narrowly misses by F1 Formula Jonah.
Oh no.
And I could put money on that. I knew that was happening. You see how Speedy Gunner was defending, and you know what? Kind of good props to Speedy, but also at the same token, you still have to pit again, and unless there's a safety car, I just don't. It's really hard defending there for something that really didn't need to be, in my opinion. It doesn't really gain you a lot of respect on the grid, and you know, drivers will take note of that, and it'll come back to haunt you later on in this season, I guarantee you.
Yeah, unfortunate for Rafa Hulk, but I really feel like going down the inside was not the right play going into turn 1 and 2. I feel like he should have stayed back, because going down the inside is probably the most dangerous thing you could do.
Yes, he kind of understeered outward, so I mean, I don't think it was Speedy's fault for that contact, but you know, he definitely was. Oh, we got yep,
and
McLaren.
Full safety car. This is perfect for Speedy now.
Yeah, and he could come in. Bags could come in. He's got 15 laps on those hards.
Oh, Nando.
And this is weird. Look, everyone's stopping because of the Delta. Speedy pits.
But now Nando has a grid penalty, and
Chibar
stays out.
pits again. What's Chibar gonna put if you only got one hard and one medium?
Chibar might go softs and try to take those. Yep. Speedy puts on softs too. Maybe they think the softs. It's only 9 laps, so the softs might actually be pretty good at this stage.
Lighter fuel too.
But
Let's
now
see
Rafa
it play
back
out.
up into P4.
Rafa could
Formula
still win
Jonah.
this race, 100%.
But he's got to guard a lot of soft drivers now.
Well, Rafa is now in a position to put on that ultra defense on the guy who just
Ultra
did it to him.
defending
Right? I mean, Rafa Hulk's got the track position. Really hard to overtake here at Japan. We only had a handful of laps under the DRS that was activated, and you only get it down the front stretch anyway. So Rafa Hulk can have a nice start and get back into there. Bags 16 laps on these hard tires. That'll be a big difference towards the end of this race, and you have Nando carrying that 5-second time penalty, which isn't going to go anywhere unless he pits again, which won't guarantee him a race win. So if Rafa Hulk can get past F1 Nerd off the bat, then he's got the tires of Bags, who are a little bit older, and he got Nando's time penalty, so it could come back towards Rafa Hulk. And he's quick. I just don't know how quick, you know, the soft to the hard tire. You know, that's a big difference there. And everyone behind is on the softs too, from P5 down to P11, all opting for fresh soft tires.
And they're not going to be worn either, because the safety car will probably go in around, I think, lap 20 or 21. So they're not going to be worn. So it's going to be about 6 or 7 laps of full-on soft tire racing with hardly any grip loss. So this will be very interesting to watch.
I mean, Nando could also win this race too. I mean, he's got only 8-lap old tires. He's been quick. Almost quick like Rafa Hulk. I think Rafa still has the edge over everyone here tonight. But
Rafa Hulk's got to be able to overtake now. We get at least 2 people.
yeah, and Nando, I think he's got the gap. I think he can make a 5-second gap because Bags is not going to be the quickest. And if he holds up the rest of the pack, and maybe there's some spins or whatever you have, it could open to 5 seconds up. As you look here with the penalties, it's 5 seconds to Nando. Everyone else clean on the time penalties. And we'll also look at the big improvers and biggest losers. Biggest winner here would be Bags, 6 positions up. Biggest loser would be currently Camden Luca, down 8 positions, starting P2. That is not a solid day for Alfa Romeo, but it seemed like he had some help by Blend Machine. But you know, we'll look at it after the race and see if a steward inquiry is needed. Yeah, Jonah's back in the game too, as B-Tom has mentioned. P7 on the softs. And Richie Morales is saying, you guys just witnessed Jordan in his prime. Chibar in the pit is just different. Hashtag pit bar. Hashtag pit king. Yeah, Chibar is good at the pits. He goes in and he goes out. Well, this can get interesting. We're going to have around 8 or so laps to go. Unless we get another safety car, which I do believe it's on reduced here tonight, and we're still getting a lot of safety cars, although it is warranted. I mean, we are getting full DNFs from them.
Yeah, full DNFs, and look, they're obviously blocking racing parts of the track on the racing line, so that has to also cause the safety cars. So, but it's been fun so far. When we got can't math right now. Looks 9 laps left.
Yep.
8. I don't know. 8 now.
Yeah, 8 now is Nando gets a good start. F1
Oh
Nerd
my God.
all the way on
Pretty wide.
F1 Nerd, and Rafa's gonna go back down the inside, and it's not gonna work, but it's gonna maybe get one position here as Bags all the way down the order. Speedy Gunner right in behind, and there's gonna be contact on the rear right of the Williams. That's gonna send Chibar in. He's off into the grass. He gets in front of both Ferrari, the Ferrari of Speedy, and that's up to P4. But he still gets Speedy. He's still got Speedy there. He's not cleared him yet.
Oh, this is dangerous.
And Speedy's off the track. And he's off again.
Oh
and
my
Speedy
God.
gets it. Chibar may be using a little battery. No, Bags down the inside on those old tires.
I love this class.
This is crazy. This is good stuff here. And Speedy and Chibar, they're fighting for the front runners as far as who's got the freshest soft tires. But already 2.5 seconds off from Rafa Hulk, who has the clear advantage in driver speed here tonight. And Blend Machine also behind Bags in P7. Bags, the oldest tires here currently, and it's definitely hurting him. Blend down the inside. He's going to go for the move, and he gets it. And Camden now down the inside of 16 and 17. And he's going to get his elbows out and overtake Bags. Bags probably wishing he pitted with the others, as he went from P2 into P8 in a lap.
Oh, but yeah, now Jabbar going down the inside of Speedy. Make contact.
And right behind Blend Machine, he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get involved again to any incidents here. He's in a good position recovering. But it's Speedy, followed by Chibar, Blend Machine, and Camden Luca.
Nando building the gap now because Rafa Hulk and F1 Nerd are now fighting each other. Starting to build that gap.
And we're going to get DRS, I think, on this next lap, possibly.
Yeah, it should be this upcoming lap as soon as Nando crosses the line.
Chibar's closing in on Speedy into Spoon Curve. Speedy's off the track. Chibar almost follows. And Speedy's really all over the place. Not really hitting his apexes. He's got to get into a nice rhythm here. And
not getting penalties though.
No, and that's the thing. It's interesting. You know, we have the strict on here tonight. Rafa Hulk is close to F1 Nerd. We got Chibar close to Speedy. Yeah, I almost said Speedster. That's
Rafa Hulk has so much more pace.
Yeah. Right past up to P2.
Bags gets around Omega, going down the inside of turn 1 and 2.
I'm really interested here now if the race stays like this, as we have a spin. That's F1 Nerd.
F1 Nerd.
Yeah, he's off.
The wall. That promotes Speedy into P3.
And this is for the podium here tonight. And now, all these drivers, their alertness just went up. Hey, this is now for podium position. And I think they all realize this now, and they're going to push and fight a little extra harder.
Speedy's about to, like, get all the elbows out.
Oh yeah, Speedy's gonna take 3 people out and
and not get any penalties.
He's gonna go for it, and he's fighting for his first podium in TCR. Chibar's got a podium last season in Australia. Blinn obviously won last week, and you know many podiums. He actually has.
Get another prediction for me.
Blinn's got 19 podiums here in silver class. Camden with 9. So all these other drivers have podiums besides Speedy, who is going
Blinn.
for it.
Blinn's gonna have DRS on Chibar now, and Chibar will have DRS on Speedy. But what does that mean for the battle between Blinn and Chibar? Blinn gonna have a look.
Speedy goes inside. Chibar goes outside looking. He's going to get a nice run.
Speedy with good defense. They're going to battle. Ooh, it's very close. Oh! Chibar gets damage.
Damage for the Alfa Romeo, and it could have been caused from Speedy. And Chibar is fighting hard to stick in front of Blinn Machine, but he's not going to have the downforce here that he needs. Japan, you need the downforce.
And we have a spin in the back.
Going side by side through Degner 1 and 2.
Oh, that's
Chibar still gets it.
Chibar.
And who's this?
Rafa
It's
Hulk!
Rafa Hulk! The Hulk Man!
No.
And this is now really for a podium. You got second and third. Blinn Machine gets swamped!
What is going on?
Blinn Machine was up into third. Now he's behind his teammate, fighting with his teammate.
Speedy is a second ahead of second or third now. But now the bigger story, Nando has pulled the 5-second gap he needed.
And his debut here in Silver and in TCR. Rafa looking on Camden, but now Camden, he's got quicker soft tires. I think those soft tires are still have enough gap, still has that speed in it.
What is happening?
Big turn of events. Rafa Hulk possibly looking for the win, and I think he just spun on his own. Maybe on that exit curb. As we might go 3 wide here with the Alfa Romeos and the Mercedes.
Whoa.
Nope.
I'm on board with Blinn. Looking at this. Yeah, but unfortunate for Chibar. It looked like he just ran into the back of Speedy as they were fighting as Blinn tries to go down the inside of Chibar.
Yeah, it's all gone wrong with Chibar. He's got that damage, and he's going to get overtaken here by Jonah and possibly Omega and Bags, as he picked up that damage from Speedy, who currently is in P2.
Yeah, really nothing Chibar could have done. He just kind of ran into the back of Speedy as they were battling through the S's, and Nothing you can do. It's just It's just unfortunate what happened for Jabbar. It was running a really good race.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you know, I mean, I think he had a racing incident with Rafa Hulk, and he had one with Jabbar there, and I think what happened entering the S's is it's just the speed difference there as Rafa passing Camden Luca on the backstretch here. And I think Jabbar just wanted to carry more speed, and Speedy just either tried to leave enough room for Jabbar, or it was a lot slower in entering the S's, and it just wasn't a good ending there. But we'll see it again. I mean, these two have had contact before, Speedy and Rafa, and we'll see it again.
Speedy saving a little bit of ERS though. Rafa Hulk's down to 10. Speedy at about 33. So, but the thing is, Rafa Hulk has probably more worn tires than Speedy because of the spins, all the scrapage on the spinning hotness of the tires. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Neither are using any ERS.
Yeah, Rafa just, even on the harder tires, he's just hitting all his apexes. He's doing what he needs to do. Speedy, the soft tires, it's definitely, I mean, you see there, he misses the apex, and Rafa almost goes right into Speedy. And I think, you know, that it could be a problem if you're trying to overtake a car who's just, you know go look in here, it's been into spoon curve.
Oh my God, here we go again.
He's just a boat. He doesn't have enough downforce or something, but, and then on the straight he just uses all the battery, and you see Rafa has under 5%, and he just really can't do anything about it.
Can't get around him. Oh, that was close.
And I think Speedy lifted there, which is not, you know, not ideal.
I think, why is Speedy? Oh no, what is happening to Speedy now?
Yeah, Speedy is having a breakdown here. He's losing it all, and he's down to 6.
Camden's up into P2.
Wow. Camden Luca really went out of nowhere.
Someone's about to wreck here.
Jabbar's still in it. We're entering the penultimate lap of the race. Nando up in his first race, and he's gone. 13 seconds. I mean, you could have a cup of coffee and you'll be all right.
He could have a cup of coffee, a nice dinner at a nice steakhouse. Yeah, he is.
Well, we're in Japan. You might as well get some sushi. Get some sushi. Who's gonna be on the podium? It's Camden, followed by Blinn. Rafa Hulk's just behind. Jonah's gotten a penalty though, which is gonna hurt him in getting up onto the podium. That's gonna demote him further down the order.
Speedy's still kind of in this. If anybody makes any mistakes on these next like lap and a quarter, I guess, it'll be very interesting to see. Will Blinn use any battery? Camden using the rest of his battery. Blinn not using any.
And I still think the hards are the better tire here. I think the softs are done.
Softs are probably done at this stage, especially with all the battling that everyone's been doing on them.
Speedy gets
around
past.
Jonah.
Yep. And
Jabbar will have DRS.
Jabbar losing a position there from Omega. Up on the front, we have Camden defending Ultra. The light's blinking. He's in the inside. Blinn's light is blinking. Here comes Rafa.
Oh, here we go again.
And he gets the position. Rafa Hulk up to P3 and was able to avoid that spin that he had previous in the race. So he's right now on the podium. Let's see if he could keep it on the final lap of the race.
Oh,
Blinn
getting wheel banging.
Oh, off the track. And I think Blinn, he might want to save it maybe for the straight. You see Rafa's light is blinking. You don't want to lose too many points here. You got to at least get 4th if you're Blinn.
Yeah, Blinn's got to realize it. It might be only round 2, but he's fighting for the championship. You don't want a costly mistake here. every point goes a long way in deciding a championship.
Absolutely. Coming through here, Camden running a little bit wide.
But heading to the front.
Absolutely, and the McLaren, the debut driver here with Nando Camires. And his first race here in Silver Class, and in TCR, he's going to claim victory here at the Japanese Grand Prix, and he is right in to this championship battle, into the chicane. It's Camden Luca. Rafa's getting a nice run, but it's going to be P3 for Rafa. Blinn in 4th. Speedy claims 5th with Jonah's penalty. Demotes him to P7. And Shibar with that. Oh, does he have a puncture?
Oh yeah.
He's got
he
a
did get a puncture.
Puncture on the front right.
What that looks like.
Yes. First time I've seen one myself.
In this game, yeah.
Yes. And that's P9 for Alfa Romeo, so what a crazy ending of that race. That safety car really gave us some great action. I would have loved to seen Shibar not pick up that wing damage, because I would have been a crazy battle with him still in there. But man, from one lap to the next, you didn't know who was going to be where. Out of nowhere, Camden did a great job to get him P2 in this race, and just barely over Rafa Hulk. And all that battling allowed Nando up in front to claim victory. So a surprise win here today, but as I mentioned in the qualifying session, his times he submitted was quite quick, and it was, you know, proven right today. He was matching times with the top drivers here in Silver, and he has now joined the club. So we'll look forward to seeing Nando in the McLaren for this season, and see if he can grab some more wins and compete for this title.
Yeah, I have 3 words for that race. What was that? That was absolutely insane. And I thought Brazil was crazy.
Brazil was crazy, but that was like weather inflicted.
This was not.
This one was like driver inflicted. Like, all right, guys, first half of the race is over. Now the second half, let's make some things happen for the stream. We got to put on a nice show. Hashtag TCR streams and races are rigged. Am I right?
Omega from 15th to 6th, though. What a great drive, along with Speedy from 10th to 5th. Good Ferrari drives right there.
Now, Nando is Brazilian. I hope he speaks English, because I don't know any Brazilian.
They speak Portuguese.
Or Portuguese, whatever it is.
Yes, good old Americans.
Gotta love it, right? Well, I'm gonna say he speaks, you know, whatever. To each his own, right?
Yeah. Most parts of Brazil, I feel like they speak English. I don't really know that for a fact, but I know a lot of places do. But Portuguese is the national language, I'm pretty sure. But I guess we'll find out.
Absolutely. We'll hear from the top 3 if you don't mind inviting at least Camden and Rafa, and then I think one of those, they definitely have Nando on their list.
Well, I should be able to invite Nando too. Played with.
If anyone has any questions you'd like me to ask the top 3, leave it in the comments and I'll definitely ask them. If you're heading out, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and tune in tomorrow and Thursday for Golden and Platinum.
They have been added to the party group.
Nice. Alright, as the drivers are coming in here, as we got them all here. So we will start our post-race interviews with P3 in the Mercedes of Rafa Hulk. Back-to-back P3 finishes, which in retrospect you could be proud of, but I guess that contact earlier with Speedy Gunner with that spin that you had definitely cost you the win. Do you think you had the win here tonight and it just slipped out of your hands with that spin, with that contact you had with Speedy Gunner?
Hey guys, good night. Camden, Nando, first race and the win. Good start, and I'm very mad, to be honest. Speed Gunner was all over the track, all over. Change lines and don't respect the track line. And when I get the opportunity, I get it better. I get a better traction for the curve. He just like given space, and I spin because he like was cutting like the curve, and unfortunately I spin and had to try go up again little by little, and I did. But yeah, for everything that's happening tonight, I did third place is a good position.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I would be mad too. D'Angelo, did you have any questions for Rafa Hulk?
Not really a question, but I just want to say, I mean, yeah, you definitely had the win tonight, but just shake it off. It's a long season, and I know you'll definitely be in the championship fight going into the final round in Miami. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what else you bring to the table from here.
Well, actually, I have one, Rafa. How was that crazy battle at the end of the stream, at the end of the race there, with all the drivers claiming for the podium there, and also how was the battling, and also your spin? We forgot. Everything was a blur to me. You were up in P2. You probably had the win with the penalty that Nando had. Did you spin on your own? Was it a curb? What happened with the spin and in the battle too?
Yes, was the curve, and like when I tried to traction, I think I hit too much the gas and I spin. But yeah, like you said, the last lap, me and Camden and I think was Blame Machine was crazy. I had no barrier anymore and just was like try do my best and was crazy, and that third place in the last lap was good, and every single point is important for the championship. So I'm glad in the end I got the third place after a crazy race. I had the pace. The car was very good, and let's go for the next round.
Absolutely. Well, thank you there. And actually, does your friend speak English or not? Because we might need a translator.
Yeah, I think he understands a little bit, but whatever if he don't understand, I can translate for him.
Okay, so stick around. We're gonna go to P2 for the moment. Camden, Luca, and Alfa Romeo qualified P2, finished P2, but also had that assumed we didn't get a full glimpse of it, but I think we had contact with Blend Machine, who hit the back of you, which caused your spin. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct, but I will actually take blame for that incident because I did brake a little earlier than I anticipated going into that corner, and I think Blin. But yeah, I hope you guys got that because that was a sick drift that I pulled off there in the first corner.
Yeah, it was kind of off screen, so we kind of had it in picture, but it wasn't front and center.
On board.
Yeah. But
I saw it.
yeah, well, maybe if you have your thing, we could always look at it. But yeah, we did see you drift around, and but also then at the end, you were able to pick up P2, but out of nowhere, you were like 4th or 5th, and then I look and I blink, and man, you're up to P2. How was the battling there at the end?
It was awesome. It was insane between me, Blin, and Rafa, and me and Blin, after that incident, we both ended up at the back because after the safety car came out, I decided to come in and pit. So him and I were back there, and it was a type of thing to where I wasn't trying to get around him because I know that Blinn is a really fast driver and can make his way through the grid. And so I basically followed Blinn through all the madness. You know, Speedy, he had some sort of issue and it checked up Rafa, and I ended up just going right by both of them and was kind of gifted this podium, honestly. I mean, my pace was probably around 4th or 5th. And like I said, I ended up at the back, so I will gladly take a P2, I'll tell you that.
For sure. And D'Angelo, any questions for Camden Luca?
Yeah, I mean, Camden, you said you didn't really deserve the podium, but even though you do have one, are you able to take away anything like that you think you deserve, like in any aspect? Do you think you deserve it at all, or do you just think everything about the podium was just handed to you on a silver platter?
I mean, I think I did a pretty good job of, like I said, just making my way through the grid and being patient because, you know, we had the thing with Speedy going on, but there was just so much chaos really in the last 10 or so laps. And I think it goes to show you that, you know, no matter what adversity you face, if you just stay consistent and not make mistakes, then you can easily end up with a podium, you know. I think besides that little mishap in turn 1, I think I ran a pretty clean race. I just wasn't that fast. So, like I said, though, P2 is good considering that I really wasn't that confident going into this race. Japan historically has never been one of my good tracks, but we go on to Australia and hopefully we get another podium there.
Awesome. Well, we will move on to our winner in tonight's race, and as mentioned, it is his debut and first race and first win in TCR in the silver class. It is Nando. Welcome to TCR, and congratulations on your first win. Tell us about it.
É tu, Nando. Ele tá falando, ele tá dando parabéns e primeira corrida. O que tu tem a falar aí? Yeah, he said like good night everyone, and he would like he had the car to be in fourth. How like he will say he wasn't the fastest car in the grid, but he was like be careful, just being careful behind Camden and Blaine, and when they spin it out both because they was like fight, so he just keep doing his pace, and after I spin as well, so he got the podium, the first place, and just kept his pace. He wasn't that fast, but he did a good race, and just like be careful because Japan is a tricky track, and when everybody changed the tires to soft, he knew he would have a better tire in the end of the track, at the end of the race, and he was right.
Nice. And you picked up that time penalty. Did you think that you could not win the race because of it? And also, you know, how do you think your speed will be in the future races with this silver roster?
Ele está perguntando se depois tu levou a punição, tu achou que tu não ia ganhar mais a corrida, e se tu vai ter que tu falou que não estava tão rápido nessa pista, mas tu vai ter velocidade nas outras pistas. A próxima é a Austrália. He said even though if he didn't get the penalty, he thought that I would win the race because I had the pace. But after the spin and he saw everybody put soft tire, he know he had the win in his hand. and he said he gonna keep practice. Me and him gonna train for the next race in Australia, and he gonna try keep the pace for the rest of the championship. And he's glad he get into this tournament because everybody like is like good races and is a nice league to be.
Awesome. Well, we welcome you in, and once more, congratulations on that win, and look forward to seeing you in the rest of season 14. And you definitely do look to be a contender for the championship, so that'll be a lot of exciting races there. Nonetheless, we'll end it there for the post-race interviews. D'Angelo, sum up your final thoughts here for the Japanese Grand Prix.
I think I said this one word last week, but I'm going to say it again. Madness. Absolute madness.
Absolutely. Well, definitely thank you for joining me back here in the co-coms, and everyone watching on both YouTube and Twitch. Definitely tune in for tomorrow's race for the Golden class and Thursday for the Platinum class. You can check the description for more information on how to join TCR. And nonetheless, we'll see you back here for tomorrow's race. Have a good night, everybody. From D'Angelo and myself, Seafreeze.
See you guys.